So I just made a video about a black speck in my in one of my medication bottles, and so right before going back to work, I thought I used the bathroom, and came into the bathroom here, and then I finally looked in the mirror and I realized that I've tanned, and I'm pretty sure this just happened. I look in the mirror pretty consistently, every day or every other day at least, and my eyes are trained and accustomed to my skin tone, and so I'm actually lighter, more yellow maybe than this. I noticed at first, and the most here on my hands, and so I had to ask the question: could this have happened without me realizing it? Because the last time I looked at myself in the mirror was, well, let's see, earlier today. A few times, going to the bathroom where I've been staying. At the Purple House, Mission A Squared in Ann Arbor. I didn't notice my skin darkening like this there. And then I said, well, and I haven't been outside. I don't generally go outside during the day because I work at night and I sleep during the day. I left for work tonight, when the sun was no longer in the sky. So I'm just not exposed to excessive amounts of sun or any other form of radiation that I can prove beyond a reasonable doubt necessarily that would create or evoke a reaction in my melatonin. Or melanin. And so then I said, well, is there any other science to suggest that this might have just happened? And so I don't know if you can see it really well, but that skin reaction is happening again, but very subtly. Where it's red, on my hands. Yes, you can see it better from that angle. To the eye, it's more pinkish red. To the camera here, or even more pinker than that. But now you can see the pattern developing there. And then this. I mean, my hands are dry. But I haven't touched any chemicals since I've been here at work. I haven't done that part of my work yet. But look at that. It's the darkening there on my fingers, the joints. So I have reason to believe that touching that black substance on my bottle provoked this skin reaction. Oh, that was interesting, huh? Interesting colors there. These cameras are really something these days on these smartphones. They can detect a lot more than they are expected to, depending on the lighting and how you use them. I'm learning that, and you know, the lower the lighting, the more latent spheres of oh, how would you say that, of irradiation that they can detect, to get straight to the point. Look at that. You see that patterning? In fact, in this case, the camera is detecting more of that coloration pattern in my skin than my eye can actually see. I mean, my eye sees subtle patterns of pink in my skin, but here it shows up a little darker than pink, which at least highlights the pattern. But on this hand, for example, the knuckles aren't so dark. Isn't that something? Is that with it? See how it's my, that's the tone of my skin right there, you know, that lighter color up towards the top, and then look how it gets darker down here at the hands. That's not supposed to happen if I'm not exposed to any form of radiation, right? Can a radioactive substance or material create that immediate, acute effect to the skin of a human upon contact? I don't know. I mean, there's so much to study, you know. I'm trying to cover all there is. About knowledge in general, but you know, more immediately, knowledge specific to shedding light on my circumstances of physical reactions. So finally, that blood blister was able to peel off there. I was concerned about that. My doctor said it was just a blood blister, and I'd never had that before, you know, where it was prolonged like that and wouldn't peel off, but then it did. So I like my doctor. We pissed each other off, but as long as she is taking care of me and being honest and true in assessing and monitoring my health, and so long as she hasn't put me in significant harm's way by not doing so, or by any other means, then she seems worth letting bygones be bygones. So I'm going to assume the better about our relationship, and work with her in her professional judgment about my health. I did ask her for referrals, specific to the care of my kidneys and my liver, and neurology. I asked her if there was a test that can determine the total exposure of radiation that I've endured, and she said that there isn't one, but I would have swore I read somewhere that there is. So I'll trust, but I'll check. So just making this video to record the possible apprehension of harm, and trust me, I don't. This is not what I wanted in my life. This is not how I wanted to become famous or infamous. I had plans to do all that with the violin, but an experience in gang stalking and weird, strange circumstances with my physical health, like what I'm displaying here, it stands to reason to me that the best way to combat harm from those circumstances is to be as open and public about it as possible, especially since I'm not independently capable of commanding these unwanted effects. At this time. Hmm.